Hi guys. So again, my name is Christopher. I'm a brewer, quality assurance officer, quality controller at Dalian Brew. So all the beers that you guys are tasting here, if you taste something wrong, that's our whole order, by the way. So if you're tasting something wrong, you can talk to me afterwards and then we'll discuss it. If it's all right again, the positive feedback also goes a long way. Nah. Okay, fine. Guys, I don't really give formal presentations. I'm just going to be taking you guys through my whole life. Because I started where you guys are right now. I found my passion in brewing at this event, right? So who's Christopher? Family from Gauteng, shipped to Limpopo. Somehow they thought Limpopo's education is better than Gauteng, so they shipped me that side. Did my undergrad at Limpopo, BSc Life Sciences. After giving me the degree, they said that I must know a thing or two about biotechnology, microbiology. Again, this is a situation of he said, she said, they said. So I started brewing at the UL microbrewery under Mr. Louis Ramoba, wherever he is right now. Tried aquaculture, failed. Failed dismally. You know, when something you really don't like it, but you are doing it because you have nothing else to do. Yeah, that was me doing aquaculture. Tried it, failed it. Some people say you failed it because you always had alcohol in your system. Yeah. So currently I'm at Dalian Brew. I'm a brewer, and again, unofficially or technically, I should be moving to the quality department, so we're still looking for someone to replace me. So we're still looking. So, got into brewing, again, via Mr. Ramo over there. So the way that I started brewing was, okay, fine. Third year, you're doing your biotech. Biotech, they introduce you to fermentation. So me and some other crazy guy who's not here today, we're like, okay, fine, alcohol sells. How about we open our own winery? Like my granny has been making Marula wine, say, or your Marula beer, say. We've been brewing the things. Why don't we commercialize them? So we went to one of our lecturers, and the lecturer said, oh, okay, fine, you guys want to brew. There's one guy who's doing exactly that here. So he introduced us to Mr. Ramo. I remember that day when we went to his microbrewery, that little office there. Yeah, so when we went there, he was cleaning the fermenters and he was like, so you guys are saying what? You want to brew? You want to make wines or do you want to make beer? Then we said, no, we want to make wines. He was like, okay, fine, let's do this. If you want to make your wines, come tomorrow. We're going to be brewing something. I forgot what we were brewing that day. But he said, we're going to be brewing, but now help me with washing my fermenters. No formal introduction, no nothing. I'm like wearing flip-flops and I'm shaking fermenters. Right, okay, fine. Then, yeah, this is the way Mr. Romava wrote this, Weissenbock. This is how he wrote it. I don't know if he mixed the two styles, because in my notes I wrote, my virgin break, alcohol is a virgin break. So when you're starting your brewing thing is, the first beer that I brewed was a Weissenbock. Then InterVarsity 2020 during lockdown, participated, I was one of the talkers there. 2021, again, this one I came in person, that's when I met most of you guys who are here. Some are still here. Guys, let's move on. Let's move on. Yes. It's fine. So, InterVarsity. For me, this is like, I would say this is where that turn, that shift, or that screw clicked in my brain. And I was like, okay, fine. I want to do this for a living. I want to get drunk for a living. No one will judge me. So if the family says, why are you drinking on a Monday morning, 8? That's my job. Right. So maybe, guys, when you're here, you see the things. Is it UP? There's UP here, there's UCT there, Stellis. Then the Stellis. Guys, try to mingle a bit. Because you will learn a lot of things from people you don't really know. Right? So I met new people here, fascinating experiences. Yeah, it was great. So what inspired me a lot were the talks about Piwe, Lucy, yeah, and you guys, Food Bev. Raymond knows my struggle with you, but that's another thing. We're going to talk about it. So also Anton, I mean, have you ever heard Anton describing a beer? And I was like, no, this is what I want to do. If I can describe a beer like him, I've made it in life. When I get to the township, I'll be like, yeah, you see this beer. That's how I wanted to be. So SAB, Heineken Rapsy, they really did a number on me. So the real reason why, for me, it was like, okay, my company is not here. For me, it was, okay, I want to go to SAB. Then SAB guys were like, yeah, but with the only, what do we call the thing? Now I forgot my degree. With a degree, it's going to be hard for you. Rather start at the bottom, build yourself up. We're going to talk after 5 years. Right? And I was like, okay, fine, how do we do the thing? How do I get into brewing? I'm like, no, man. South Africa has one of the biggest microbreweries in Africa. That's what they told me at that time. So went online, Facebook, Googled breweries, or searched breweries, right? What comes out there? You'll have all your breweries. Started adding all those pages, one by one. Added them. After adding them, I check your contacts. I call you. Say, I'm this and this, I need a job. Don't worry, we're going to have a position open in March. Okay, fine. The next one. Continue that cycle. Yeah, it was bad. Hey. Until finally, I went to Darling, right? But how I got to Darling, it was a bit of a struggle, but I'll tell you more on that. So I brewing, like I said, I was doing aquaculture, fell out of love with it, then I started brewing. Started loving brewing. So, yeah. So, I got a what do you call the things on you? No, not an internship. Interview. It's like, I'm in Gauteng, people. And you get a pop-up message, Chris, please come to an interview Monday. It was only Thursday. They're saying that Monday 11, come to Darling for an interview. I don't know who Darling is. Remember, I was just adding those pages. And I'm like, okay, fine, Darling. I don't know who they are. Told my parents, I've got an interview for this place. They're like, okay, fine, go do your, we are black. Go do your cultural thing. Say, we'll come back Sunday, then you'll go to Darling. I'm also broke at this time. So, how will I get, like, when you're going to an interview, at least you must be formal in Yana. At that time, I'm a gent. Jeansy, then a shirt. Then they were like, you want to go to an interview like this? I was like, yeah, this is the outfit I'm going to wear. They were like, no, man, here's something. Okay, fine. They gave me money. Yeah, now, mind you, I still don't know who Darling is. Saturday, it was Friday. Friday, I'm like, okay, who really is Darling? Okay, Darling Brew. Darling Brew is one of the best breweries in Western Cape, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, fine. Western Cape? Where in Western Cape? No, in a place called Darling. I was like, okay, fine. How do I get to Darling? Mind you, it's Friday, right? So you have to either fly, train, bus. I'm broke. I don't have a car. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll take the bus. So Saturday, took a bus. It's one day, 24 hours. So I took a bus at, it's 24 or 12 hours. 24, I said 24. Yeah, so took a bus Saturday from Park Station, Gauteng. Then arrived Sunday. The bus was supposed to arrive Sunday at a place called Malmesbury. So Malmesbury is the town near Darling. Darling doesn't have a bus. We are struggling that side. It's like, you see those houses, those posh houses, those expensive ones. You're on a driveway. All of a sudden, you're in someone's yard. That's Darling. You have a highway, then you're in Darling. The only way to go back, the way that you came. Right? So imagine a bus trying to navigate that. So I was like, okay, fine, since there's no bus station here, closest city, closest town, that's where I'm going. Okay, fine. I have to go to Malmesbury. From Malmesbury, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'll take Bolt. Okay, after 24 hours, mind you, in a bus, you are sitting next to someone, right? There's someone is like, you know those people. I know this place, man. Where are you going? I'm going to Darling. Hey, man, don't worry. You are getting off here. Yo, stupid me listened. I got out a town before Malmesbury. That town is called Mauricebeck. For those of you who stay in Cape Town, you know that place. It's Mauricebeck for a reason. Because the only way for you to go there, you must have your car. For you to go out of there, you must have your car. There's no public transport there. There's only a bus that passes once a while. Right? Okay, fine. I'm in Mauricebeck now. Open the Bolt app. Bolt is not available at this location. Mind this morning now, it's around 6. I'm like, so if I call home, what will I tell them? Okay, are there any taxis here? I don't see any taxis. Okay. You know the owners of the street, right? Do you know them? Those ones in the morning, you'll find them in a blanket. Tapped on him. I was like, I say, I'm stuck. I want to get to Darling. I was like, me bro, Darling is so. Oh my God, okay, fine. Yeah, now I'm screwed. So how do I get to Darling? Man, now you wanna go? No, man. Okay, come so. And he was like, okay, you see this road? You take it. You don't turn, you don't do anything. You take it. It's like, should I trust this person? Okay, fine, I open my phone, go to Google Maps. Google Maps says, say, 9-hour walk. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hike. That's what I said. I didn't know that this is Western Cape. They don't stop. No one stops. Whether you look nice, they don't stop. So I was hiking. You know, the most saddest part is they don't stop, but they honk. So you're like, and they're like, okay, fine. Mind you, I have to walk this 9 hours. So I started, I was like, okay, fine. I'll do the 9 hours. At that time, I already booked a lodge, or a place where I'll be staying in Darling. I'm supposed to check in at 12. At around 10, the owner of that place calls me. Who are you? I'm like, I'm having problems here. I was like, where are you? I'm in Mauricebeck. No, I said, I'm in the street between Mauricebeck and Darling. He was like, which street? I was like, no, it's just a random street. Let me show you guys the street I'm talking about. This is the street. You can see here. Guys, you can see here. Sorry. No, guys, you can see here. On your left is similar to on your right. Imagine trying to tell someone that I just see fields here. There's no trees, but I see power lines. Mind you, it's hot this day. It's so hot that even the flies are coming to you for shade. You're busy. Okay, fine. I'm stressed now. 12 o'clock. I'm like, nah, I've been doing this for a while. What should I do? Nah. The parents taught you that if you are in a place that you do not know, with people or people that you don't know, what do you call? Call the police. I call the police. Guys, I'm stuck. No. No, did I call no, I called the ambulance, 911. Then they were like, so you're saying what's wrong? I'm like, no, I'm disorientated. I've been working for 4 hours. I'm tired. So like, the lady is it Kosa lady, that one? I can tell you this. She was like, so you're saying what is your emergencies? I'm like, no, I'm disorientated. I've been working. So I'll die. I feel like I'm going to faint. Say faint first, then we'll come. Okay, fine. So what did I learn from my gene? What did I learn from all those troubles? Okay, before that, how did I get to Darling? Sorry. Okay, after calling 911, now my phone is on 4%. Yeah, now I'm in deep. Mind you, I'm seeing nothing's here, nothing here, only farms. I'm like, if I go into this, I'm sure they're going to shoot me for trespassing. You know what? It's fine. I called Lucy, and I was like, Lucy, now shy. Things are worse here. Mind you, I didn't even have the numbers of the people I was going to. They gave me on that email. But you know, you are tired, you are disorientated, you don't even have water. I'm like, okay, fine, let me call Lucy. Lucy, I'm stuck. Where are you? Asia, I don't know, but somewhere in between Morrisburg and Darling. She was like, oh, that's far. No, I can't drive that far. No, she said, I don't travel that far. I was like, so there are no taxis? Asia, I tried everyone. Even called the guys at the airport. They were like, we don't go there. Only to pick up one person? We don't do that. Okay, fine. Lucy called the company. Then the production manager, who's my brewmaster now, Johan, phoned his wife, Kiri. Then Kiri was in Malmesbury. Then Kiri had to drive from Malmesbury to Morrisburg. Then from, these are towns where there are two roads. You are going in this road, you are going out that road. So there's no in between. So there's no Pythagoras. So one is here, Darling is here. Right? So she had to drive from Malmesbury to Morrisburg, then from Morrisburg come to me. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna come at 2. It's 12 now. Oh, let me show you something. You see this circling thing here? Let me it doesn't point. This circle on the last map, the one of Sunday 23 Jan. That was me just moving around, Inji. I'm glad even Google picked it up. Because I was just going there. There's no shade, mind you. I'm going there. Maybe here it will be bad. Okay, fine, let me go here. That was what I was doing. Until 2, she came and picked me up. Then the hotel that I was supposed to go to, they cancelled my booking. They didn't tell me that we are cancelling your bookings because you can't come. They just cancelled it. When I got there, they were like, sorry sir, we already booked someone in. And Darling is a very small town. If you don't know anyone, no one will accommodate you. So we have like 3 or 4 mini motels. All of them were booked. So I had to find accommodation. So thankfully, there was a lady who took me in, stayed in a place. Morning, she took me to the interview. Apparently, they liked me. That's why I'm now hired. No, guys, I'm not done. We are continuing here. Okay. So what did I learn from my gene? Yeah, no, there were a lot of sacrifices that had to be made. Imagine if I was someone who said, no, Darling is too far. Imagine if I got to Morrisburg and I was like, no, you know what, this is not for me. I'm qualified, accredited, I can go back home and do something else with my life. Right? Imagine if I had said that, I can go back to academia, it's fine. So, your ego is your biggest enemy, people. So, black people, the greatest witch is yourself. There's no other greater witch in your life. So if you're saying things are not happening, people, they are bewitching me. No one is bewitching you, say. Oh ma'am. Please, just put in work, put in effort. So what do I do currently in Darling Brew? So we have a 30 hectares or 30 hectoliter brew house. That's what is recommended to take 30 hectoliters. But we can push it up if we want to around 45, 55, no 45 max. So I also do I brew there. I also do the spent grain analysis. So for those of you who have been to Darling Brew, I think this is the only company in Africa that does this, right? So we take our spent grains, then we make spent grain. I can't, this name, my tongue can't pronounce it. It's CRISPS. That one. So that's what we make. I call them chips. Whenever people are there, I'm like, they're chips. So on a good day, I also do trail brewing if I'm free. Nowadays, I'm no longer free. There's always something to do. So cellar works, something that I do. Fermentation monitoring, your de-yeasting of tanks, transfer, dry hopping, yeast management. That's one thing that you also do. Filtration, your pasteurization, FPS just means fresh, but you know those things. So bottling QC, remember I said that unofficially I'm still doing the lab work. So that's what I do. So if something goes wrong somewhere, you have those records that you have to check. So as a brewer, if something goes wrong, you are sitting down. And I hate sitting down now because I'm still a brewer, technically. So quality assurance, lab work, those ones I do after my working hours, right? So you have your 9 to 5, 6 to 3. After that, I'm doing lab work, I'm doing documents, customer complaints up until 6, 7, and I'm leaving for home. So technically, morning from 6 until 6, 7 there, I'm at work. Yeah, I don't have a life. Then one thing that I'm proud to have initiated, I've done it once, I still have to do it again, is that I conducted training. So when I got there, you have your all these other departments in your company, right? You have your admin, marketing, all those people. And then you have your brewers, those who are bottling lines. So I was like, okay, fine. Does the admin actually know what we are doing? I only to find out that even the taste room doesn't really understand what brewing is all about. So I conducted trainings just to teach everyone. So on my free time, that's what I'll be doing. So what has Darling Brew taught me? So from moving from Mr. Louis there to Darling Brew, it's very, very challenging. Because when I got there, the brewer who was in charge of me was like, Chris, you're saying you brewed what? It's like, no, I was brewing for InterVarsity and this and this. And she was like, yeah, I understand that. Let's do this. Forget everything that you know. Then I'll start you from the bottom going up. And I'm very thankful for that because she was someone who didn't take, what, right? So if she didn't take that thing, meaning that she was hard on me. So for me to become who I am today, I'm thankful to her. Her name is Joyce, by the way. Guys, when you're going to the industry, understand that you're going to make mistakes. If you have to cry, cry. But you understand that you're going to make mistakes, and mistakes are not the end of the world. Right? So once you make mistakes, you need to also be accountable. Say, okay, you know what? Say, I made this mistake. I was supposed to add this much, I added this much. I was supposed to add this thing and I did this thing. I was supposed to brew like this and I brewed like that. Right? So mind you, these people have been here more than you have. They probably know how to fix the thing. They're probably going to tell you that, don't worry about it, we'll fix it this way. So if you don't tell them, it means we're going to have a problem down the line. So probably they're going to fire you if they find it because you didn't tell them. Right? So another thing is that, we're always busy, guys. So your core rangers, your first movers must always be available. Means that you're going to have to work your 12 hours shift every day just to make sure that you are stocked up. Right? So moving from varsity to doing 12-hour shifts, it was very challenging. It didn't click well, but yeah. So be kind. There is one thing that you guys, especially academics, right? One thing you guys need to understand is that if you are kind to everyone, it's easier for, let's say I'm working with you, sir, right? If you are kind to me, it's easier for me to say, okay, fine, sir, the company is going to release a post. I recommend you for that post because you are very respectful, you know what you are doing, right? Imagine if you know what you are doing, you know brewing, but your attitude towards the brewing industry is not okay. So it's much harder for companies to keep such people. You might be great, you might know all the chemistry that you know, but if you do not have respect, you are useless to some of us. If I'm gonna tell you that, no, this is how I want you to do things, and you're like, no, but I have an honors, you have a degree. I'm gonna be like, okay, fine. Keep your honors, go home. So also, you need to communicate. So one thing that universities don't teach us, you are a scientist. So when you get to the industry, you're going to be speaking to your managers. Managers are not scientists. These people come from sales, marketing, right? Now you have to speak to them in a language that they understand. If something goes wrong, you cannot tell them that, yeah, I was trying to spudge and something went wrong with my spudging, then how do I fix it? They're going to be like, what are you saying, sir? Right? So you need to tone your language in such a way that you can accommodate everyone you speak to. Right? You know, okay, when I'm with brewers, this is the language that I'll use. If I'm with brewers, there's no need to tell them that this is an fermenting tank. I'll just say this is a FV, this is a CCV, then I'm done. But when someone comes from a marketing background and asks me what's this, I can't just say, oh, it's an FV and leave them at that. Right? So knowing which language to use for your audience is also very key, because you're going to go into boardrooms, then you're going to have to present trial batches to your managers. Like I said, these people sales seed are doing events. They know nothing about what you are actually doing there. They don't even care about the problems that you got. They just want the product. You tell them what and how did that thing get to be where it is. So learning that is also a skill, but probably if you guys learn it, you're gonna go far. Even in your interview, if you know who's who in that interview, if that person asks you a question, you have to respond to them in a manner that they will understand you, right? So for aspiring brewers, people, if you wanna be a brewer, be prepared to work long hours. If you're gonna be a brewer, know that, okay, this week you're gonna be working morning shift. Next week we might rotate you to work late or night shift. If you're not prepared for that, then this is not for you, right? Guys, we understand you guys are academics. We understand you have a master's, you have a PhD. When it comes to cleaning day, we are all scrubbing the floor. Right? So if you're gonna come, remember, your attitude will dictate where you're going in life, right? So if you do not have a positive attitude, you're not going to go far. Because mind you, if I tell you that, okay, here's a mopo, here's a bucket, go mop our malt room. And you're saying, okay, but you have you're not even qualified that much. Then I'm going to be like, okay, when I'm going to speak to my production manager, what am I going to tell him? Am I going to say nice things about you? Yeah, so innovation is key, guys. Read a lot. If you want to be a brewer, we read a lot. And you also steal. I won't even be afraid. We steal, guys. You remember all those companies I was adding in Facebook? I still have them now. I know who's doing what when. So when they post October 1st, I'm like, yeah, let me also do something. You know? When they post that, we have a beer shandy that tastes like this. We have a cider that we made like how can I improve on this? So if you're not innovative, if you cannot sit down the whole day just to read recipes, it's going to be difficult. If you cannot read literature, translate that into solving a problem that you have in a single batch or another batch of yours, it's going to be a problem. So you need to always be innovative, because innovation will take you far. I mean, we have one lady who I work with, she's when you say people really know their stuff, is that lady. Her name is Angelique. I think, let me show you. This is my brewing team. Let me introduce you on the Left-hand side, that's my production manager. That's Joanne. That's me, cute me. That's Angelique. She's a shift brewer. That's Joyce. She's the one who was mentoring me. And that's Chris May. He left last week, Friday. So he was also a shift brewer. So shift brewers in red boots, rest of us in black boots. So, like I said, I spoke a lot, I touched a lot on the multidiscipline communication. Something that you also need to be good at is identifying problems. Even if there's no problem, find it. Because that's very important. If you find, let's say, you go into a brewing industry and you see that, okay, this thing can be done better, right? This thing, we can solve the thing, we can optimize this thing so that we don't use so much CO2, we don't lose so much, or we don't use so much water, we don't use so much health. It's going to be beneficial for brewers to keep, or it's going to be easier for brewers to keep such person and actually promote you to positions of power. Just because you know that, okay, I can identify a problem and come up with a solution before even going to my production manager or before even going to my team lead. When I go to them, I'm like, okay, I have this problem and I am thinking that this can work, right? If you go to me, for instance, or if you come to me and say, I messed up a beer, I'm like, okay, how are we fixing it? Then we're going to look at each other and I know how to fix that thing. But just in order to test you, we're going to look at each other and we're going to smile at each other the whole day. Because I won't tell you how to fix your own problems. At least try. Right? There are going to be conflicts, you guys. So be prepared for that. Like I said, most of you will have your masters, your honors, you get there, you find me and I'm like, this one, after 2 years, is going to be my boss. I don't hate that. I don't like that. So you and I will never get along. Regardless of whether you smile at me, we'll never. Or we can do what other people do. So what other people do is I smile with you. When you turn your back, I take out my knife here, you will know. Right? So you always need to position yourself in such a way that you are respectful to everyone. Right? So if you are respectful for everyone, even those ones that hate you, in time they will learn to respect you. Right? Recipe, the English bundles. Recipe development and keeping up with trends. Guys, you need, like I said, you need to read a lot. So guys, if you don't know styles, it's going to be difficult for you to go to your CBC, your Devil's Peak. When you get there, they're going to be like, okay, this is the BSC that we are brewing. Please tell us a bit about this style. If you don't know anything, I will read. You're going to come back here again. And we are not millionaires, people. So there's no brew. I don't know if some others have connections. But most brewers that I know, you know what they're complaining about. The first thing that you see, they will say to you is, where do you work? I work at Darling. What do you do? I'm a brewer. So is the salary okay there? That's what they're going to say. So you have to understand that this is a field that requires patience. It doesn't require that make money quick mindset. So if you want to do that, go to your petrol, go make petrol.
Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed that, Christopher. I have a question, if that's okay. I thought your journey just to get there was inspirational. I was really stressing there, just thinking about it. But if you could talk to yourself back at InterVarsity, what would you tell yourself in getting to a position? Would you do anything different?
No, not really. Except for booking a flight. Apart from that,